Hello, and thank you for watching our dearmament tool training videos. I've had several customers ask me lately about how to wrap a vector file around a solids file. For instance, if they want to do engraving of some sort. So we thought we'd make a little training video on that. Here we have Rhino open. For those of you that haven't looked at Rhino, you might take a look at it if you're into the CAD/CAM world. There's a myriad of controls and things you can do in it. It truly is a superb program. Let's go into our front viewport. The first thing we want to do when we're going to do something like this, if you can't just draw what you want, Rhino kind of gives you a way here to cheat a little bit. You can open a bitmap in Rhino as a background bitmap. Now we have something here that we can trace. I probably couldn't draw too good of a Texas without some help. But now all we have to do is start out and put a point wherever we want to point. All I'm doing here is left clicking. I get it somewhat close, but doesn't have to be real close. You'll see why here in just a minute. Again, if you haven't looked at Rhino, take a look at it. It's a tremendous program. This is easy work for it here. We use it a lot for mechanical parts, and you just can't hardly beat it. Okay, so what we've done now is we've outlined Texas, and as you can see here, it's in places it's a little sloppy. But really and truly, all we need to do is turn on some control points. And now we can take these lines and we can do anything we want to do with them. Let me just drag this little fella down here since we know we're going to need him. We'll hide that picture for a second. That's not too good a Texas. But as you can see, you can take these points and adjust them anywhere you want to put them. So if we turn our picture back on and we want to really get down here and add some points, you can scoot these things around, put them wherever you want to put them. And eventually what we're going to wind up with is this. So now we have, let me get rid of this mess I made here. Now we have our Texas. Let's move him up here where he belongs. You'll see why we do this in a minute. Typically I would take this Texas and I would turn it for this application, but when you watch the next video covering the cam on this, you'll see why I don't. So really and truly all we do now is we save this file out as an AI file so that we can open it in our CAM program. We're really through with this. The other thing we need to draw while we're here is a circle. This would represent the diameter of whatever you're going to engrave on. Then we would take that circle, we would extrude it straight. We do want it to be a solid. And now you have a cylinder, and this is going to represent your area that you're going to engrave on. And we would save this out as an STL file. Nothing fancy here. This is truly the easiest thing you can do in CAD/CAM. So that's really all we need to do in Rhino. We'll see you shortly over in the other video. Well, we're back. As promised, here we are in the CAM program. This program is Desk Proto. What we need to do here to get our Texas on the cylinder you've seen in the other video is to first load some geometry. Now we're going to load our cylinder first that we drew. We're going to tell Desk Proto that we want to use a rotational axis for this project, and it's already set up here for a Mach 3 based machine, which is in this instance what we're running. So we're really through with that part. We need to come into the operations and we need to tell the system what size of tool we're going to use. We'll apply that. Now we're ready to bring in our Texas. So we just go to File, Add Geometry, come down and find our Texas, and there it is, already wrapped on the cylinder for you. It's not quite right because we want our Texas to go the other way. Remember, I said in the previous video that typically I would turn this, but I wasn't going to because I wanted to show you how we would do that here in case we hadn't got it done. All we need to do to turn that Texas is go into Rotate. We need to turn it about 270 degrees. And there we have it. Not quite right. That'd be a little tough to engrave on this cylinder. So let's scoot it down in X-axis. We'll scoot it down 1 inch. Well, that's too far. So we could scoot it down perhaps about 7/10 of an inch. That looks better. Now we have our Texas where we want it. So we need to establish a toolpath. Now I'm going to give this a machining level here, but I'm going to give it a positive level. The reason being, if I gave the toolpath a negative level, it'll be down inside this blue cylinder and you won't be able to see it. So let's just go down about 23 thousandths, which will actually be up in this case. One other thing we need to do is tell it to project it onto the contour of our 3D part geometry. And we'll generate our toolpath. That's where your tool is going to go. It's going to cut right around the outline of this Texas. It's going to start. We're going to use this as our 0 point right down here on the end. You're going to rapid move right up here, drop down, and cut out Texas. So since we think that's what we want it to do, looks good to me, what we need to do is just create the code file to do that with. And we'll just call this one video and save it. And we just wrote the code to cut Texas. Now we take that file, which is nothing more than a text file in reality. May have a different extension, but it's just a text file. We feed that to our mill. That tells the mill where to go, what to do when it gets there, and when you get through, you've cut Texas into this cylinder. We hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Goodbye.